back at you with another video from 80s Nut. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you how to polish or repolish a piece of aluminum that's been polished once before. This is a valve cover off a 97 SS Camaro. This is the LT1 valve cover. It's a aftermarket billet cover. At one point this was very nicely polished, but after being neglected for many years, it's got some nice oxidation and discoloration on there. So first thing we're gonna do is I'll take these bolts out and I'm gonna just do a quick wipe of all the crap that's sitting on top of there. I'm not going to polish the entire thing because this video would be too long. Okay, so you see all that crap that came off of there, and you still see where it actually damaged the aluminum there. I'm going to put some tape so that way we could see the before and after. Alright, just like so. I'm going to be using two different grits of sandpaper, both 3M, the 800 grit and the 2000 grit. 2000 is going to be my finishing. You can get 2500 or even 3000 depending on the lustrous finish that you're going after. For me, 2000 is just fine. So I'm going to open this up. Cut a small section off this way. Get some water, and you're gonna sand in a circular pattern. Sorry if my head gets in the way. I have the camera sitting above me. And if you hear music, that's the next door neighbor blasting their music in their backyard. So obviously wet sanding is the way to go. I don't know if this is going to be your first time ever sanding. Make sure you get wet dry sandpaper, and water is your friend. What you don't want to happen is for the sandpaper to dry out, and also clean off the sandpaper in the clean water. Little metal particulates are going to get in there if it's drying out, and what they'll do is they can cause gouges in the aluminum, and it just makes it more difficult for you to polish it out, because then you have to also deal with the gouges. I'm gonna stop and show you something real quick. So if you look good there, you can see these dots, and what those are microscopic voids. They're pits in the aluminum, and basically the aluminum has been pitted through time because it hasn't. It's very important to keep the aluminum polished and keep it nice, and no debris, especially things that are flying around in the engine bay. There's a little bit of everything in the engine base flying around. When I say that, I'm talking about chemicals, and a lot of them are acidic, and they sit on the aluminum, and they eat through the surface of the aluminum. I mean, imagine if this wasn't cleaned, say, 20 years, you would have some pretty deep protrusions in the aluminum surface, and you would have to take down to the deepest pit, right? So you got your deepest pit in the protrusion, so that way you can get the surface all polished up. You can't fill them in. So what you do is you end up sanding off the surface until it's flat, and you have a flat surface to polish out. If they're very, 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 very small, you can just polish them out. If they're not, you're going to end up sanding them out. I'm not going to do any video editing on this video. There's so many videos that are out there that the person puts the sandpaper on there, they start, and then all of a sudden it's been fast forwarded, and now you got the finished piece. I'm actually showing you the before and after, and I'm going to go through it without any video editing, so no video magic there. When I first got these, they were actually a more of a satin finish, and they wanted almost $160 for the polished valve covers. And I said, you know what, for that price, I'm going to polish them myself. And I ended up polishing them, but as I said, between family and kids and work, what I should have been doing is maybe every 3 months or so, just do a quick wipe down with some aluminum polish. And I'll run you through the polish that I have. I actually make my own polish. It's a combination of different polishes. Okay, let me wipe this down, take a look at it. So what you see there are some light parts there that need more sanding, and a little bit right there. I can hit that up real quick. Don't want to take too long, but the depths of these pits are pretty much nothing. I mean, they're not even 1,000, probably microns. So we can get away with doing this. Now, imagine an older vintage piece that you're trying to polish out. You're going to end up using some power tools, because you're not going to sit there unless it's something very small. But if it's something large like this, hit it up with a power tool and fly through it. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to hit it up with the 2000 sandpaper. Cut a little piece off of that. Wet that. I started polishing years ago when I was a little kid. I was huge into BMX bikes. Loved BMX bikes, especially the ones that had more aluminum on them. And the PK Ripper polished the heck out of that frame. All the kids in the neighborhood started bringing their bikes over to me, asking me to polish their bikes out. And I kid you not, true story. I used to polish their bikes out for them. I used to charge pretty much nothing. It was $5 to polish out their frame. I was a little kid back then. But I was happy. I was making money. And I enjoyed it. You know, in all honesty, polishing is very gratifying. You get an old rusty piece of metal. I'll show you actually how to polish metal too, steel instead of just aluminum. But you get an old rusty piece of steel and polish that out, coat it, and it stays nice and shiny. It's rewarding after, just to see the finished piece. Okay. You can actually feel while you're sanding, you can feel it getting smoother. It's sliding very easily. Alright, I'm going to give a quick wipe and pick these bad boys up at Walmart. I think the three were $1.79, and then I always pick up these right here, these microfiber towels. These are great. I picked up a 30 pack for $12.96, so 13 bucks. Okay, let me open this up. Now, for the magic. The magic is here. This is the magic. These are actually 3 different polishes in one. And that's what I have there. So, a little bit of German technology mixed with US technology and Israeli technology, all in one. That's where all the different polishes are actually made. So take a little bit, put it on the towel, and I'll start with a certain area and just keep polishing. Want to keep going around in circles. Go around in circles just like that. And towel will start turning black, and the piece that you're polishing will start turning black. As I said, if you really want a high lustrous show finish, you keep going with the different grits. You could work your way all the way up to 4,500. I mean, I wouldn't, but you could. So on the 69 Camaro, I normally hit that up, the aluminum parts, and I would work my way up to about 2,500. That's plenty for me. And you get a nice, beautiful finish with that. Okay, so I'm going to fold this over. And we're going to give it one more coat. Alright. Get another dab of the magic polish. Yeah, so I was never really happy with just one of the polishers, polishing compounds, and finally I said to myself, you know, let me see what combination actually works better. And some of them worked. I mean, some were just horrendously horrible. And then after a while, I got the right combination. I was very pleased. Alright, let's go ahead and take the polish off. Right. And there you go. Looks pretty darn good, I would say. Let me take this tape off, kind of give you an idea of what that looked like. Very difficult to take tape off with your gloves on. Okay, so there you have it. Nice shiny piece, and if you want to do the whole thing, you would go further and do exactly the same process to complete the rest of it. And the steel bolts, you would do exactly the same thing on the bolts. What I would do, so if you look at the head, it's all nasty. I take it, and I wouldn't even touch it with any sandpaper. Basically, I'm just pushing it hard up against the polish to get a nice clean spot. Alright, and you'll see that it's leaving all sorts of black residue there. And that's actually very fine metal coming off of there, off the surface. And you'll end up with that. See that lustrous finish right there on the bolt? It would look like that instead of looking like this. You see the difference? Well, I hope I helped. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit them up below and I will answer them. Thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. So that way you know when I'm putting up a new video, it'll notify you. Until next time, the 80s Nut out.